There's this concept I want to talk to you about. This concept of if you are spiritual, you cannot be rich. Or if you love money, you can't be spiritual. Or if you want to be closer to God, then you should be poor. Or God only loves people who are leaving everything for God and being poor and really sacrificing all their worldly thing for God. All these concepts, I've heard it over and over again, and I always felt that it does not sound correct. It doesn't sound like a highest truth. And as I'm very intuitive and I'm very in tuned with energy of creation and universe, and I'm very in tuned with myself, my intuition, and the guidance that I get. And I really want to speak to people who believe this to be true, because this is this is the biggest block people have. And I'm saying that a block because it stops them from doing things that they really desire. They feel that the only way they can be spiritual, they can be closer to God, by sacrificing what they desire. So they have this feeling of sacrifice because God loves who sacrifice themselves for Him or the universe. Whatever the word you use, it is not the truth. And I am sure there's a lot of people who might disagree with me, but it is not the truth. Because if we understand from even a logical concept of money, on one hand, people believe that if in order to be spiritual, you cannot be rich, or you should be poor, or you should not have money. But on the second hand, they also work to survive, right? They make money to survive. So there's this dual kind of belief and conflicting belief, because they need money to survive, right? You need to work to provide you for your family, you need to work to survive in the world, and they want to have that money. But then there's also this belief that by being rich, or by being wealthy, or by having money, you are not spiritual, God would not love you. So there's these two contradicting belief, they're dual belief that are existing. In reality, these people, they hate themselves to want money because they need money to survive, but then they also believe that it's money is root of all evil, and money, if you love money, you don't love God. And these kind of contradicting belief that exist in people, and some people are aware of it, they kind of really know this is what they believe, and some people are not aware of it and they believe that subconsciously. But it's not the truth, because money itself is a spiritual energy. And the reason I say that it's a spiritual energy, because the universe, God has created us abundant. And abundance really means there's no lack. That's what abundance means. There's no lack. It's abundant, right? So when the universe is created abundantly, even if you see galaxy and the stars and planets, and there's abundance of that. There's abundance of water, like oceans. There's abundance of nature, right? There's abundance of sunlight. There's just so much abundance, right? So money is also abundant. There's plenty of money in this world. Plenty. There's abundant, infinite amount of money, right? But then if we believe that God only loves me if I am poor, or if we believe that if I am spiritual, I cannot be rich and I should not be rich, because if I love money, then I don't love God and God will not love me. then we are actually contradicting with universal truth. God's truth is that you are born abundantly. You're meant to have everything that you desire. You're meant to have richness and wealth, and you're meant to have this abundance, and you're meant to live abundant life. You're meant to do that. But people get confused with, they see people in media or people who are rich, who are not nice people, who are unkind, who are doing wrong things, and they get confused that, oh, these people have money, that's why they are like this. If they didn't have the money, they wouldn't be like this, right? But the reality is, money only enhances who you truly are. So, money isn't the problem, richness isn't the problem. The problem is how someone as a human being is, their character, their values, their beliefs, and who they become, and their past experiences that made them who they are. So money itself does not bring problems. It's the person who has the money, how they utilize the money, how they see the money, that becomes the problem. So this concept of being rich is not right, and you cannot be spiritual, you can't love God if you're rich. It is not the, it's really confusing and contradicting and conflicting belief. And I see that over and over because I work with people who are spiritual, and I work with people who are very close to God, and they have this kind of dual belief holding on to them that is stopping them from living their purpose, from living their true calling, from having it all. Because you can have it all. God is not going to judge you. God doesn't judge. Creator of all that is doesn't judge. God has made you and brought you to this planet to really live the fulfilling, purposeful, great life and have the money. You can have the money. You're allowed to have the money because you're born in this abundant world. But also, by having money doesn't mean that you forget your creator. That doesn't mean that. You can love God, you can love money, and you can love your purpose, and you can do greater things in the world by having money, right? Because when you have the money, you can give to people. If you don't have it for yourself, how are you going to support anyone? How are you going to give to humanity or do greater things in the world? That's why I really want people to have money. This is my kind of mission. I want all these good people to have money, to have wealth, because that's all the good people, when they have the wealth, they can do greater things in the world, right? And unfortunately, people who are very kind, compassionate, and loving, and they're spiritual and they're closer to God, they have all these beliefs that by having money, they will become evil for whatever reason, or God will not love them. And that's not true. And these are the belief hold these good, compassionate people back. And it doesn't allow them to be and live their truest purpose, live their true calling, because in order to serve the world, in order to do greater things in the world, you need money to do that. Otherwise, how are you going to do that? You need to be able to sustain yourself, sustain your family, and then be able to give to community and society and the world and create the impact that you desire. But these belief of, if I am rich, I cannot be spiritual, money is root of all evil, loving money is bad, money brings more problems, all of that is so not true. It is not true, because money is spiritual energy, and we live in an abundant world. God has made us abundant. If God didn't wanted you to be on this planet, you wouldn't be on this abundant planet. Everything around you is abundant if you see it. The air, the water, the nature, everything. Breathing is abundant, right? You don't run out of breathing, right? You breathe. Your body is abundant. It's miraculous, right? It heals itself. But our belief, our thoughts, our limitations kind of keep us sick because we believe in God, but in it's the same way we do not believe because we create these limiting beliefs to keep us small when God has created you and your energy expansive, right? Your aura is expansive, your energy is expansive. And there's such a strong, deep rooted belief people hold about money that hold them back in life. And it's not the truth. God will not hate you for having money. God will not hate you because God is unconditional love. And you meant to have money. You meant to live prosperous life. You meant to have wealth. You meant to be abundant, right? You meant to be. If you were not meant to be, you would not be doing what you're doing, right? You are making money somehow, right? You are making money. But because of people kind of keep themselves small, that they're like, oh, I can only have it to survive, but I'm not meant to expand. I'm not meant to be wealthy. I can only have it little bit to survive so that I can still be good person because God will love me if I just survive. Really? Really? It's not the truth. I really want you to hear it, and I'm trying to say it in a different ways so that you can hear it that in a way that feels aligned with you because it is interesting why people do that. And I really feel like there's I want people to wake up to the truth. I really do. I really want people to wake up to the truth that they meant to have it all. They meant to do greater things. And I want all of you guys to be super, super wealthy. I want you to be because I know the impact all the good people in the world can do. All the good people, when they have the wealth, they can do greater things. This is why I want you to wake up to this truth that you can be successful, you can be rich, and you can be spiritual, and God can love you, and you can be closer to God. All of that is true. It can happen if you believe that to be true. If you allow yourself to believe that. What happened with your parents, your grandparents, or in your generation, in your ancestry, just because they lived in a certain way, it doesn't have to be your truth. You can overcome all of those barriers, you can break them so that you can align to be the truth, to the greatest truth of creator of all that is, that you are abundant. And creator has shown you in every way, right? God has shown you. There's so many evidence of abundance, right? But we choose not to believe that. We choose to keep ourselves small. We choose to believe that certain things are abundant and certain things cannot be abundant, which is not the truth. It is money is spiritual energy that you can be aligned with, that you can have, and you can still be loved. God is not going to judge you for having money. As long as you are doing greater things, as long as your values are intact, as long as you have the morals, as long as you have the good character, you can have the money and you meant to have, and you should have the money because good people need to have the money in order to do good things in the world, right? So you must have the money so that you can prove your theory wrong that money is root of all evil. So you can prove that theory wrong that rich people are evil because if good people have money, if kind, compassionate people have lots and lots of money and they're wealthy, then they can create such a huge influx of abundance and influx of greater people and creating greater impact, open the gates and consciousness and awareness for other people, right? Shining their light in the highest and the best way, right? It's beautiful. So I really want you to hear that being rich does not mean you cannot be spiritual. You can be both. And I hope and I trust you heard this in a way that lands, in a way that you take this in. And you may give me all sorts of stories in the comments that why you believe that you cannot have the money, right? And I'm open for it. Give me all of it. I'm open for it because I want you to see the truth in its truest essence, so that you can step into your power to do greater things in the world, so that we can bring more happiness, joy and peace in the world, because world needs good people to shine their light. And by having the wealth, you can do and you can make bigger impact in the world, right? So this is what I really am. You can feel the passion because I really want people to understand this. Because I do get a lot of emails, and sometimes people have this belief that no, money is bad, money is evil, all of that. And I want you to break free from that because it's not the highest truth. So, if you want to step into your power and heal yourself and release all these limitations, then do check out the links below of how I can help you to heal, to step into your power. Other than that, like this video if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And may the light in me reaches the light in you.